Hi, I'm going to welcome us back from closed session to open session, and it is 6:01 for the February 2nd, 2023 meeting. And I want to welcome all of you. This is so nice to have a full room, and I know there's another bunch of people next door at the gym, so this is a really exciting night for all of us. So we're glad to be here to celebrate you. The first thing I would like to do is report out on a closed item issue, which is a student matter. And we, during the closed session regards to this item, student discipline and other confidential matters, Ed Code sections 35146 and 48915, the board considered and moved to approve staff's recommendation for stipulated suspended expulsion of student number 22-016 for the 2022, and then it's actually one calendar year from today's date, ending on 2/3/24. So Trustee Grubbs made a motion and Dr. Moss seconded it, and it was 4 yeses. So, all right, so now we're going to move on to our next item. Yes. This meeting is recorded for live streaming and archiving on the district YouTube channel. Thank you. I should have done that first. I see that. Okay. We are going to now do the pledge, and I talked to all our student members that are here, and I asked if they would lead us tonight in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good job. Okay, can I get a motion to approve the agenda as written? I need to make an amendment, though, to the agenda on item number 8. Let me go back. Regarding the highlight this evening, we're going to celebrate all our recipients this evening after the highlight. So we're going to break for about 10 minutes to enjoy some sweets and congratulate everybody. So there will be a pause in between after we do all the intros. Just want to let you know, and that has to be put on into our, it's a change to our agenda. So with that change, can I get a motion to accept the agenda as written?
I move that we accept the agenda with the changes stipulated.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Yes. President Seda?
Yes.
Trustee Grubbs? Yes. Trustee Moss? Yes. And Trustee McCauley?
Yes.
Thank you.
So now, it's what you all have been waiting for. I'm going to introduce Dr. Gill, and she is going to be the one to take it away.
Thank you, Ms. Zera. Good evening, Madam President, Governing Board, Superintendent Wright, Dr. Wright, Cabinet, community members, students, all of our recipients and their guests. Welcome. Good evening. Thank you so much for being here. So before I start, I have a couple announcements to make. First of all, we would like to wish happy birthday to Ms. Grubbs and Mr. Romero. Happy birthday, Ms. Grubbs. And secondly, I also want to do a pitch for the district. We are holding our recruitment fair, our district recruitment fair on February 23rd from 3:30 to 7 p.m. We will be sending flyers out, and the flyers will be posted around town as well. So if you know somebody who's looking for a job, you know this is the best place to work, right? Mm-hmm. Look how nice we treat our employees, and they're being recognized. So if I just want to do that pitch to the family and friends who came today. So please come work for us. We really want you here. So now to the serious thing, which is recognizing and celebrating our employees. First of all, thank you so much for joining us to celebrate and recognizing our wonderful and amazing employees. We are very proud of all of our students and employees and who make this district the best district in the area. When I say the best district, that is truly, I mean by that.
Mhm.
On behalf of our governing board, superintendent, the management team, I would like to thank all of our employees for being part of our BUSD family and congratulate the employees who are being recognized tonight. So let's give them, all of our employees, a big round of applause, please, in the district. So this is for our employees from us who are being recognized tonight, even though their principals will be reading specific information about them. And this next piece is for them. Your dedication and hard work is exemplary. We value you and we greatly appreciate you. This is from our heart. We do not know how to open our heart and show that to you, but we truly appreciate you. The work you do on a daily basis to support our students academically, socially, and emotionally is making a difference in their lives. We know it's challenging, we know it's not easy, but you're doing an amazing job, and we really acknowledge that. You make a difference, and tonight we are gathered to celebrate and recognize all that you do, and we also want to recognize you as individuals. Okay, now I'm going to give some instructions. And this is how we're going to do this event. I am going to call each of the principals by school. Principals will come forward. They will read something very special about each of the employees who are being recognized from their school. The employee will also come forward. All of our governing board members and our superintendent will be standing right here. You will shake their hands, receive your certificate from the superintendent, and stand in the middle of all 5 of them so that we can take a beautiful picture of yours. Okay? And then you will go back and sit down. Other employees will come, so we will recognize all of our employees this way. Since this room is not going to fit everyone, so everybody, once we do done with Sample and Henderson, we're going to swap. Everybody from here, Henderson and Sample guests will go to the Liberty Gym so they can come here, and so we can recognize Farmer and Turner, and then we will do the same thing for rest of the school sites. Okay, please do not leave. 2 reasons. One, we want to make sure the last person who gets recognized, they still have a big round of applause from 100 people like you guys are. Secondly, we are going to take a big, nice group picture at the end, right? So we want to make sure all of our honorees and awardees are here the entire time, so we can take a big group picture so we can post it on our website and social media and so on. Any questions? I'm a teacher, you guys know that, right? Okay, so then after the big picture, that what Ms. Zera said, we will take a pause and a break. We will enjoy these goodies. And at that time, anybody who wants to leave, at that time, you could leave. Or if you want to stay, continue be participating in the meeting, you can do that too. Okay, so now we're going to start with Sample School. Miss Moore, please come on forward. Governing board and do you have a preference, teacher classified first? Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Christina Moore. I'm the very proud principal of Robert Semple Elementary School, and also so honored to be able to be here in front of you to honor some of the most amazing employees that I am blessed to work with. I also want to shout out to Debbie Ewing, Maureen McIntosh, and Bessie Bazas here to support their fellow comrades. I'm going to start with Tony Johnson, Teacher of the Year. Interestingly, 2 amazing humans, but probably 2 of the more reserved, shy humans. So I'm sure you're loving this at this moment. Anyway, for those of you who don't know Tony, there are so many reasons why he was chosen. Some things shared by his colleagues include that Tony is always willing to pitch in to help anyone, anytime. He is selfless and would give the shirt off his back if it meant it would help someone else. Tony is a team player and so loyal to his commitments. If Tony sets a goal and says he's going to do something, he will accomplish it. His class always performs really high in reading and math, and that's because he loves to teach it. Tony has a knack for creating a respectful, kind atmosphere and community in his classroom. His students learn the benefits of treating others the way they want to be treated. His class is the epitome of the golden rule. Some of his students shared, "Mr. Johnson is creative in a fun and messy way." Sorry, I didn't edit that. "He is a funny storyteller, like when he shares stories about his dog and makes barking noises. I like when we are at the carpet and during sharing time, he always teases us in a fun and silly way. He makes learning fun. He makes fun jokes. He is so funny. He makes our class so fun. He teaches math really well. He's so good at explaining math too, especially when we need help with figuring out an answer. And at carpet time, guess what? He's really funny." And when we were reading, like The One and Only Bob, he kept putting himself in the story, and it was so creative. Mr. Johnson is cool because he likes math and makes me like math. He is also funny in general. A lot of things he does makes learning fun. On top of all these wonderful things said, Tony, and shared about you from your colleagues and the students, you are a genuinely good-hearted person. You are creative, funny, warm, and you care so much about kids, always going the extra mile for them. These and many more reasons are why your esteemed colleagues have nominated you as Teacher of the Year at Robert Semple. All yours. Oh, yeah. I'm not getting there. You're welcome. The second person that I get to honor is Emily Abuan, one of the most amazing student supervision aid extraordinaires. Again, super comfortable for her. It is the ultimate gift to be able to recognize someone like Emily Abuan as Classified Person of the Year. Emily started at Semple as a parent. She quickly became a volunteer and someone who genuinely wanted what was best for our school and for our students. As time went on, Emily began spending more and more time at Semple, to which we finally convinced her to apply to be a student supervision aide. She desperately did not want to interview and was so painfully shy and nervous, but she rocked it. After some encouragement, she has done just an amazing job. After being hired, we announced it to the staff, and they literally cheered and roared. They love Emily. As time went on, we began to get to know Emily more and more. We quickly learned that she is so imaginative and incredibly artistic. We began to invoke her artistic skills for projects around the school, from posters and signs to chalk art on the ground, leaving beautiful drawings and messages of kindness and love for our students to see when they arrived at school. Staff and students could not get enough of Emily. Soon after, Emily began asking to take on more responsibilities, including taking over gardening and transforming our planter boxes into the courtyard area. She transformed them from a complete eyesore to something so beautiful and inviting. Our students now use this area for outdoor learning because Emily created a warm, safe space for them. Realizing that Emily had so much more than meets the eye, she was offered and encouraged to take on more leadership roles. She is now our lead SSA and has taken on the responsibility of creating the schedule for her SSAs and is our recess time advisor for solving problems. She does this so naturally and efficiently. The students admire, respect, and love Miss Emily, and as they call her. When asked what they thought about her, students said, "She's really nice and she is fair. She is super good artist. She is always there to help solve our friend problems." Kids are perceptive. Emily is always there, and we admire and appreciate her for that. She is so selfless, hardworking, and a true leader from within. We are so proud of you. You're welcome. Yeah, of course.
Let's give another big round of applause for Tony Johnson and Emily Wan. Now I would like to ask Ms. Buck to recognize Teacher of the Year and Classified Employee of the Year from Henderson School. Ms. Buck.
Thank you, Dr. Cush. I will follow your directions to a T. I am the proud principal of Joe Henderson Elementary. My name is Melanie Buck, and I am here to recognize 2 Employees of the Year, and I would like you to both come up together. So give it up for our Classified Employee of the Year, Office Specialist, Ms. Karen Mendiola. And our Certificated Employee of the Year, Kindergarten Teacher, Ms. Christy Slosher. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Come on over here. Oh, either one. Okay. Okay. So first, I would like to recognize Miss Karen Mendiola, Office Specialist. If you have been up to our site, you know she is light and love and fun in the office, and she is the welcoming face of our office. She's in charge of student, family, community support. She brings service with a smile. She is highly competent in her duties and is an essential part of our Henderson team. Everyone who comes to our site brags about the great vibe in our office. And here's some things that her colleagues said about her. She is the face of our school. She is the first person students, families, and visitors come and see in the main office, and she greets everyone with a smile and says, "How can I help you?" Karen is a helper in every sense of the word. She helps students with their injuries, boo-boos, and tummy aches. And when they come up with their lost teeth, she says, "Man, you're falling apart, aren't you?" She is the fixer of Chromebooks, a jack of all trades. She makes it all look easy and has a positive attitude. Dependable, compassionate, hardworking, flexible, efficient, organized, and more. But most importantly, she's a great colleague and a great friend. Congratulations, Karen. And they both love to plant. And now to our Certificated Employee of the Year, Miss Slosher. She is a teacher extraordinaire. So 12 years ago, I was Christy's principal in Vallejo, and she was a kindergarten teacher over there. And it was a tough school, 96% free lunch, and a very different population from Benicia. And guess who received Teacher of the Year when she was in Vallejo? Christy Slosher. She has the innate ability to reach and teach children, all children. Each year, Christy takes every one of her students under her wing and forges the strongest bonds with loving them first and foremost. Coming off the pandemic, she had more than her fair share of students last year, and the first grade teacher said, "Christy needs to be Teacher of the Year." I can't believe it. She worked so hard to establish a healthy bond with high expectations. She creates these lasting, trusting relationships with her students at school, but she also does home visits and attends their extracurricular activities such as soccer games of these kids. In her classroom, she has the highest energy. If you're having a bad day, go to Christy's room. It's a fun place to be. There's always a song in her heart, and she has more energy than most. Working with her colleagues, there's always something fun happening in kindergarten. The academic and social emotional success rates of her students is nothing short of inspiring. She's strong in her communication with families and her students, and she's infectiously warm with a fun personality, and her laugh can be heard around the school. Christy Slosher is amazing. Please give it up for Christy Slosher. And finally, wait, to you both, because you have a lot of similarities. You are strong colleagues. You are fierce leaders. You are empathetic listeners. You are loving daughters. You are exceptional moms. And you are beautiful humans. And we love you so much.
Here, you want to hold your plant? I'll hold your plant. I guess. I put it on here and over there. No, well, no, you're gonna.
So, Christy, you may not know this. Your sister has been emailing me since December, I believe, when we made the announcement. And lots of best wishes to you from your sister and your dad, your father from Washington State. So your sister and I know each other really well now. So so she wanted to send you a surprise also. Amy is her name, right? Amy. It's your sister Amy. Yes. 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 So she really wanted you to know how much your dad and her want to be here and be here for you. So yeah. Yes. Yes. So let's give another big round of applause to Karen Mendiola and Christy Slasher. So now we're going to do that thing about swapping. So you guys go to that room and I'm going to bring up.
As long as I keep it awake, we're good. That's what I'm doing. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get. Thank you. I didn't charge mine before I went home, and okay, I'll just keep it awake. If you see me going, okay, perfect.
Been active lately. How you doing? Nice to see you. Boy, you can just feel it. Pretty powerful. Cool. Hey, good evening. Hi there. I saw you from a distance in the library yesterday, the weekend. You were doing a great job reading in the library. Sorry. Happy birthday. Hi, everyone. Thanks for sending me. Mark. Junior now, right?
But now she's after this weekend.
Okay. Good evening again. I don't know if you were able to listen to my original instructions. Were you guys able to listen to? Yes, perfect. So I don't need to repeat those, right? Okay, awesome. So that means we can start with Turner School. Mr. Slater, come on forward.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here tonight, and it's just really want to give a shout out to our HR department for all they do. You can certainly feel it when you walk into the room, how special and how much hard work you put into this. So thank you. I want to honor a couple of our um, amazing educators at Matthew Turner. First one is Amber Leewood. So Amber is a special education assistant in our Empower program, and she works tirelessly in her position. She's instrumental to our Empower program success, and her leadership continues to make a wonderful impact at our site with all of our students. And I've had the good fortune of working with Amber for the last 7 years, and she was a special ed assistant at Matthew Turner before I've been there. So she is been there the longest on the team, and she just her strength, her passion, her loving kindness towards our children is just inspiring, and she's got a phenomenal work ethic and a purpose every day in what she does, and she's one that can really handle the pressure. If there's something going on, the alarm goes off, or there's something happening, I can always just kind of lean on Amber to really step up and do great things. A couple examples of her wonderful spirit during virtual learning a few years back. We were trying to get all the library books out to all of our students, and she was out there every Wednesday with our librarian Lisa Sari, passing out books as cars were coming around in the rain. It seemed like it was like a windy or we had rain each time you were out there, but she was out there helping pass books out. And also, the beginning of the summer, we shifted classrooms for our Empower classroom, and she was there leading the charge, getting the room ready, putting all these inspiring paintings up, and making the students feel very welcome when they came in. She was so determined that she even set the alarm off a couple times. We missed it, but it was all for a good cause. But really proud of Amber and all that she represents for us every day. And she clearly puts her heart in her work with our students. So congratulations, Amber. Want to go up there? Go ahead. And next, our Teacher of the Year for Matthew Turner, Rachel Powell. And I've been thinking a lot in putting these something together to speak on Rachel's behalf. And the one thing that comes to my mind is my own children didn't have the good fortune of being in transitional kindergarten. They just missed it. And every time I go into her class, I think, wow, what an amazing experience for children that are in at that age to be in Rachel Powell's class. She is kind, creative. She comes every day with this positivity that is just spreads to everyone that she comes across in our school. And she's a phenomenal teacher and colleague. And when you walk into her classroom, you see hands-on learning, you see children that are transitioning smoothly and truly love school. And she has this exceptional balance of creating this important structure at that age with cutting edge and exciting engagement for our kids. She has so much heart. And one thing, we were coming back in Now I bring up the virtual learning again, but we were having the kids come back in person, and she was there as part of our PBS team, getting everything lined up. She helped create a video to all of our families so everybody could feel welcomed and safe and ready to go. It was a phenomenal effort, and there's no way I could have done it. And the fact that she was out there leading the way for us, and she has this unwavering commitment to do whatever it takes to make wonderful things happen for our students. So I really want to congratulate Rachel Powell, our Teacher of the Year.
Okay, let's give another round of applause to Rachel Powell and Amber Leewood. Now we'll go to Farmer Elementary School. Miss Fleming, please come on forward.
Good evening to our board and to our community. I just want to say congratulations to all of our employees that have been nominated. Our world and our country celebrates everything in entertainment and often do not think about the people that are always working behind the scenes to make a difference for who we see as individuals that grow up in every single profession in this world. So thank you all for the work that you do. So I'd like to start off with our Teacher of the Year, Miss Kelly Berrigan. Please come on up. All right. So Miss Berrigan is a kindergarten teacher at our school, and she is not known as Kelly or Miss Berrigan. She is known as Miss B, and that is who she is to us. She is a vital part of our team and in our community and makes it a point to find ways to have us come together as one on a regular basis. When you enter Ms. B's room, it will not take long to see the relationship and the trust that she has built with her students and the risk that they feel free to take on a daily basis because she has spent time building that environment. Kelly's love of being an educator is infectious. She takes the time again to get to know her students, but more importantly, what I know is central to her is their stories, their traditions, their values, so that they feel seen and heard and a part of what they are doing throughout the day. And she doesn't do it by accident. It's intentional. And your students and their families appreciate it tremendously. Kelly has also been a part of our District Equity Council for multiple years, and one of her colleagues who has shared that role with her says that she has a fierce belief in our ability as individuals to make a positive change and is willing to engage in honest conversations. Teaching comes naturally to Kelly. She is very grounded in her purpose, and one of her colleagues recently also shared that watching her teach and being in her room is like a warm, infectious hug. Every student has a voice and is deeply cared about. She holds high expectations while also meeting the needs of children where they are. She is a teacher leader and speaks up fiercely for equity and justice, and we all learn from her. Mrs. B is a huge asset to our community, and congratulations. And I'd like to call up next Hillary Aiken, our Classified Employee of the Year and Wellness Technician. And I know she loves being at the forefront.
Rosy cheeks by the way.
So Hillary has been a wonderful addition to our community. I had the pleasure of meeting her last year. She was one of our lead student supervision assistants, and she really stood out. What stood out to me is the relationships that she has built with our students that help them to be able to open up and share how they're feeling during some of the most challenging and stressful situations. She is a learner first and open to trying new things whenever given the opportunity or the opportunities that she takes and makes for herself. You can find Hillary and her family volunteering often, also on our campus on the weekend. But no matter what capacity you're seeing Hillary in, she's trying to create a school, an experience for every student there that she wants for her two kids that attend Mary Farmer. And I see that, and her colleagues see that in everything that she does. Last school year, while working as a student supervision aide, she decided to volunteer in our wellness center. And she was so intrigued by the possibility of what could happen if we continued that focus as a whole school. And she applied, and thankfully for us, she got that job. And what matters to Hillary, she was actually a part of our school site council meeting where we looked at data where many of our fourth and fifth graders talked about not going to the wellness center because it was a negative stigma. There was something wrong about taking care of yourself mentally, socially, and emotionally. So what she did this year, she was intentional about making sure that every single class had a tour of the wellness center within the first 30 days of the school year because she wanted to norm the importance of what it means to take care of ourselves mentally and emotionally, and she wanted to make sure that she could demystify, especially what our fourth and fifth graders were thinking about the wellness center, and that was a tremendous effort that she pulled off. All right. Again, her focus is on teaching our kids and us as adults for self-regulation. She's a part of our PBIS team. But I just want to share with you, after her first week in the role, I went over to visit her to ask how did it go. And she just had this look on her face that said, I can't believe that this is the work that I get to do every day. Oh, thank you, Miss Hillary.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's give another big round of applause to Miss Callie Bergan and Hillary Atkins. So now we are going to do that thing again. We are going to bring in everybody else for the high school and middle school here, and you guys all together. Sorry about Okay, we'll restart. We're going to start with Liberty School. And Miss Lewis, please come forward.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kimberly Lewis. I'm the proud principal of Liberty High School. Unfortunately, my two nominees are unable to be here, so like the Academy Awards, I will take theirs on their behalf. The first person I want to talk about is our classified person of the year, Mr. Javier Martinez. One of the most special things about Mr. Martinez is his ability to connect and build relationships with our students. Javier Martinez is one of those adults who not only oversees our school's safety, but keeps a watchful eye on all of us. Javier is an essential part of why our school is safe and welcoming for all. Mr. Martinez is a true asset to Liberty High School. I rely on him for helping me that goes beyond duties as assigned. So I can always rely on him for anything I need, from helping families with our barbecues to setting up Christmas decorations and holiday events. But I'm also incredibly grateful for having him be a part of our Liberty family. And I know that this sentiment is shared campus-wide. So Javier, from all of us at Liberty, thank you for all you do. For my certificated employee of the year, I want to introduce Mr. Chad Pound. Mr. Pound has a remarkable ability to connect with his students and build positive relationships. He always puts his students first, getting to know who they are and the goals they have for their future. He holds himself in high standards, and this directly translates into his classroom. His classroom is highly engaging. We often hear lively debates and laughter from his room. His welcoming nature has created a safe space where his students feel valued, heard, and they can be themselves. Mr. Pound is the complete professional who always is willing to go above and beyond to make Liberty School a special place for his students and us as staff members. He coordinates our blood drives, takes students to theatrical plays around the Bay Area, oversees our Basketball Buddies program, which we will start very soon again, and coaches our basketball team. His dedication to widening our students' school experiences is truly appreciated. Lastly, Mr. Pound is a remarkable educator, mentor, and colleague. His passion for teaching is infectious. He has an amazing ability to inspire and encourage all those around him with his compassion. I've come to rely on him as a thought partner who brings us back, especially me, to bring our students back to the center of our mission. So, Mr. Pound, thank you. Liberty High School would not be the same without you. Oh, I'll take this, of course, on the behalf of the Academy. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lewis. Okay, now we'll go to Benicia Middle School. Ms. Lindsay Dalsky, please come forward.
All right, good evening. I would first like to recognize our classified employee of the year. So if Nate Pieste, did I say that right? Okay, come on up. He is our custodian extraordinaire. Nate is our operations lead custodian. He arrives several hours before the school day begins. He opens the campus and ensures that school is ready daily for our students. He communicates needs or problems to the administration that may impede the learning of our students. During the day, when called upon, Nate is quick to respond. He works efficiently and always has a smile on his face. Teachers and staff can always count on his positive attitude and work ethic. It is not uncommon to hear conversations around campus describing his attention to detail, his kindness, and how he will take the time to stop what he is doing to listen and help where needed. Nate is extremely organized and regularly looks for ways to streamline to help with the daily operations of our campus. He communicates and meets with his crew daily and will often fill in when a crew member is absent. He leads his team by example, and his colleagues respect him. Nate will be the first to volunteer to work on weekends to ensure projects are completed. His commitment to our students, staff, and building is overwhelmingly evident. Congratulations, Nate. Thank you, Nate. All right, now I would like to invite Mrs. Debbie Baird up, our Certificated Employee of the Year. Now so you can hold down for photos. All right, Mrs. Debbie Baird is a physical education teacher and department chair at Benicia Middle School. In addition to teaching PE at BMS, she is a longtime swim coach in the community. She has played a significant part in the lives of hundreds, probably thousands of Benicia students and their families, and has helped lay the foundation for many students to pursue swimming as they progress from elementary, middle, and into high school. Mrs. Baird's drive and commitment make her a fantastic teacher. Her PE class is so much more than physical fitness. She sets high expectations for her students and models integrity, trustworthiness, and dedication. It is clear in her teaching that she wants to support her students' development and grow to be well-rounded, healthy individuals. Mrs. Baird incorporates a variety of instructional practices when teaching students new standards. She weaves in technology, student modeling, skill practice, and gameplay. She hosts club play on Fridays after school for students who enjoy activities such as badminton and volleyball. Mrs. Baird has developed a CrossFit elective that is extremely popular with students. Students in this class already enjoy physical fitness, but have the opportunity to experience new sports and activities. In this class, she promotes teamwork. Just because a student is a skilled athlete, they must work well with others. She expects students to add to the class in some way, either in attitude, skill, leadership, or effort. Mrs. Baird is such a positive and strong leader within our PE department as well as our school community. Students benefit greatly from being in her class during their time at Benicia Middle School. Congratulations, Ms. Baird.
Okay, let's give another big round of applause for Nathaniel and Miss Debbie Baird. And now I would like to invite Miss Brianna Kleinsmith for Benicia High School, please.
Good evening. I have the honor of recognizing our Classified Educator of the Year, Lynn Hoyle, our Wellness Center technician. We are honored to recognize Lynn this year. She is definitely a valued member of our school community. We are fortunate to bring her into our Wellness Center as we open that as a brand new facility on our campus in the fall of 2021. And Lynn came to us with a ton of great experience. Previously, she served the teenagers of our community in her role at the Benicia Teen Center and her work with the Kyle Highland Foundation. She is also a parent of 2 students who graduated from BHS, and she served on pretty much every committee that we had, our PTSA, the BEF, and so she has taken that leadership role and rolled it right into our Wellness Center in the most caring way possible, working to establish a much-needed space on campus for students, developing common practices for all of the wellness centers in the district, supporting our other new Wellness Center staff, and providing outstanding communication along the way. She really has a heart for students. She works with multiple students throughout the day, often when they are most in need, they're upset, something's happened. And this year she's even created and provided small group activities and classes in the Wellness Center during access period. so that not only is she supporting students when they're in need, but able to teach social emotional skills, provide an outlet for students so that they can learn healthy coping strategies. She's had drum circles, weekly visits from a therapy dog, jewelry making, and classes such as LGBTQ plus allyship. So we're really excited about that. She's also known for her amazing data collection, and I think was kind of given the gold star for Solano County, and really just set the mark. I think it was more than 50% of the data on wellness centers for Solano County comes from our wellness center, comes from Lynn. So we're very, very proud of that fact. And that data shows us that 88% or more of our students, when they come in, they leave feeling better than they arrived. And so that's also a huge, huge credit to Lynn. Students had to say this. Always want to hear from our students. Miss Lynn is such a strong and kind person. She's running the Wellness Center all day to make sure students feel safe and cared for at our school. Lynn always makes sure every student feels important and feels seen. She has honestly saved my life, and I would not be here without her. I know many other students feel the same. Miss Lynn supports students at Benicia High unconditionally with the issues that they don't know how to handle. She's extremely patient and caring, along with being extremely intelligent and helpful inside and outside of the Wellness Center. Thank you so much for everything you do for our students. You are one of a kind. All right. I also have the pleasure of celebrating our Teacher of the Year, our Certificated Educator of the Year, Justin Keppen, one of our math teachers. This is really exciting. Justin is an amazing math teacher. Really enjoy going into his class. I've kind of nicknamed him the maestro of math because when you walk in, he's in the center of the room. He doesn't have a desk or anything. He's in the center and he's sort of just conducting class around him. He will tell you he's not teaching math, but math is happening in that classroom and it's really exciting and it's contagious. We've just put up some more whiteboards in his room so that students can get up and do math and visualize it and work together in groups. And now other teachers are wanting whiteboards on their walls and they're kind of wanting to get on the action too. So it's just really exciting to see the collaboration happening and how he's inspiring others. Not only a great math teacher, but he's a co-department of our co-department chair for the math department. He's also our PBIS lead for our committee. And so he's working to improve learning for his students. He's trying new strategies, a new classroom environment, collaborating with his colleagues. He's also working with our CTE construction technology teacher, Steve Shields, and they started geometry and construction this year. So that's been a ton of work, but very successful and very exciting to see students taking math and apply it in construction as well. He is inspirational to me. He has a personal 5-year plan. He is always learning and always wanting to improve and working on his master's right now as well. He doesn't sleep. I would say I don't know when he sleeps, but he actually doesn't sleep. I think he wakes up at 3 o'clock if he sleeps in, and it's amazing. And he's an awesome dad, and he does it all. So a student shared with me about Justin. I've never had a teacher that teaches like him. He's not only a teacher that helps me understand when I don't, he understands when I need help. He's a teacher that inspires me to be my best self. He also says incredibly inspiring, motivational speeches that my mind can't even comprehend sometimes. He's an incredible teacher who I feel is very deserving of being recognized. We even put out to, when we do this, we put out to our teachers, to our students. One of our teachers held a vote, social science teacher. He wanted it to be very democratic. And you won democratically in his class by a landslide. So our students appreciate you, our staff appreciates you, and we're lucky to have you. So thank you very much for everything you do.
So Justin Kappan will be representing our school district as the county SCO, and then as a teacher of the year. And Nathaniel Piastre will be representing classified employee of the year at the county as well. So lots of best wishes for both of you. We know that you're going to go all the way to the state. We have no doubt. And our wishes and cheers are with you. So I forgot I was also trying to do somebody else's job. So one of our wonderful members, Alfredo Romero, it's his birthday today. So he could not be here, but one of the employees from his department, so along with the recognizing employees from the school sites, we also recognize one classified employee from the district office employees. And Ron Sapp is the person who got selected. So this is Mr. Romero's speech he wrote. I'm going to read it as is. He said this: "Good evening, Madam President Zera, honored board members, our esteemed Superintendent Dr. Wright, and his executive cabinet, ladies and gentlemen." He wrote this, I'm reading it. "It is my honor and pleasure to present this year's District Office Classified Employee of the Year Award to Mr. Ron Sapp. Mr. Ronald Sapp has spent the last 5 to 20 years as the Integrated Pest Management IPM. In this time, he was working diligently and in cooperation with every school site to keep our schools safe and clear from every kind of pest imaginable. Through dedication, education, hard work, and long hours, Ron Sapp has transformed the maintenance department into a reliable source for pest management. I would finish by stating that Mr. Ron Sapp is a reliable, dependable team member who makes safety a priority, and through his skill set and work ethics, Ron helps to keep the maintenance department and BUSD as a whole moving toward forward. So congratulations, Ron. We will deliver his certificate to him tomorrow. Okay, so now we have another award in our district every year. It's the Management Employee of the Year. The way this award works is we put a Google survey to all of our management employees, and they vote on whoever they want to vote, and whoever receives the highest vote, that person receives the award. So this year, Miss Zuli, who I have the most honor and pleasure working with, she receives the Management Employee of the Year. Miss Zuli, please come forward. Kathleen Zuli. When we hear this name, the words that come to mind are historian, human resources, knowledgeable, long hours, the last one in the parking lot, creative, go-getter, rule follower, and above all, a friend to all, because she knows everyone. Kathleen is jack of all trades. She knows everything and everyone. When I say that, I really mean it. I have been working with her for the past 6 years. She amazes me. How does she know everyone and everything? I have no idea, but she does. I have been working with Kath, I just said that, for the past 6 years, and she always amazes me with her resilience, passion, and can-do attitude. She holds me accountable on a daily basis, to believe or not, she does. She makes sure I follow all the rules. She was selected to be the Administrator of the Year of the BUSC Classified and Certificated Administrators. She's one of the most unique individuals who is admired by everyone and knows everyone. Administrators, teachers, classified employees. Kathleen's passion is evident by all who know her and watch her work. Yes, she does hold everybody accountable, but that's what you're supposed to do in HR. Because if you don't do a good job, you could be in a big hot mess. So we don't want that, right? So thank you for actually holding us accountable. That's a good thing. She enthusiastically approaches her endeavors with a great zeal and determination. Being the only HR analyst and coordinator, we depend on her not only on the HR technical knowledge, but also for Benicia knowledge. When hiring new employees, she takes the time to get to know them. And after talking to them for about 10 minutes, she usually finds out that she knows their family and she's friends with them, or her daughters went to the school with the employees and so on. So it's like always the case that somewhere, somehow she found a relationship. She takes the ownership for her work and saves the district a lot of money by being proactive and making sure all the laws and contract language is being followed. Very important. Kathleen has dedicated herself to Benicia Unified School District for the past 25 plus years, and we want her to stay, and I really mean this, for at least another 10 years. I said it publicly, right? So now she has to. In the HR department, there is a lot of uncertainty and not a set schedule, because we can be called on by any school or any department anytime for an unforeseen situation. Kathleen handles every situation very diligently, regardless of if it's on a weekend or late in the evening. Miss Julie's leadership and work in supporting and representing other employees, especially her peers in the HR department, has been exemplary. She knows how to coach, support others, while holding them accountable and maintaining a great relationship. She has created and maintained a high level of trust with both employees and the district management within the school community. Her services are countless and outstanding. She has continually proven to be a terrific asset to everyone in Benicia Unified School District. She works very hard to motivate others and has the best interests of the district at all times, along with the students and staff. She is a committed employee and leader who work tirelessly to support all of the schools, departments to achieve success in their work. Because if she doesn't do a good job as an HR person, hire people, if we don't have employees hired, we cannot do work. So that's why her role is tremendously important to us. Miss Julie, your work ethic, leadership qualities, and ability have earned the respect of everyone she comes along with in contact with. It is an honor and privilege to recognize Ms. Kathleen Julie as the 22-23 BUSD Management Employee of the School Year. Congratulations. So let's do another big round of applause for Mr. Ron Sapp and Kathleen Julie, please. Okay, before we wrap up and bring everybody back for a group picture and also treats, I just want to take a moment to thank everyone who helped to put this event together. I would like to start with all of our principals and school sites for nominating employees, and Dr. Beatson, Mr. Rahel, Mr. Phillips, our director, Dr. John Owick, Ms. Georgina Martinez, our HR team, Cindy Bogard, Maria Silva, Kathleen Zuli, our maintenance department for helping us set up all the chairs, our technology department for helping us all the tech stuff, especially putting the screens up in the Liberty Gym, and finally, our food service department by helping making these few goodies, and our superintendent and governing board for allowing us to recognize our employees and having this event. So thank you, everyone. It's a team effort. And now I would like to request all of the honorees, please come forward for a group picture. I'm going to get everybody from other side.
I've been staying and trying to be quiet. Are we holding our flowers? I don't know. Well, if you are, I will. Let's take a. Should we maybe have some later? Yeah, right?
Please do not leave without having some goodies and mingling.
We are going to recess here for about 10 minutes to celebrate our awardees. All right. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight to celebrate these amazing employees of our district and the principals that were here speaking on their behalf. And it's just a wonderful evening. We really enjoy being part of it. I am going to call us back from our short break at 7:18, and we are back in business. We are at our reports, and the first thing we have are our student reports. So Navia Avalos, you're laughing. Okay, you're up.
Liberty High School. Good evening, President Zeta, Superintendent Dr. Wright, fellow trustees, and cabinet members. We are celebrating Black History Month. We will be honoring the many contributions and legacies of African Americans who helped shape our nation. We have several activities planned, including highlighting African American owned businesses in our community, as well as visiting Oakland's African American Museum. This week, collaborating with the Kyle Highland Foundation, we held a These Hands Don't Hurt workshop. We learned about healthy and positive relationships, and we look forward to more of their events. For the past couple of months, our science classes have been working on the UC Davis Spinning Salmon project. We have 2 aquariums filled with newly hatched salmon, and we have been monitoring and collecting data in order to help researchers preserve the species. Next week, we will be traveling to the Sacramento River to release the salmon. Cross fingers that our little ones make it. Hope so. In the spirit of sharing a little love and kindness, Liberty students are creating Valentine's Day goodie bags for the residents living at Casa de Lahara. We hope to deliver them the morning of the 14th. And finally, we want to give a big congratulations to Mr. Pound and Hobby for being recognized as Liberty High School's Employees of the Year. I'm in a couple of Pound's classes, and it's true. He knows exactly how to make us smile, make us laugh, and engage us in classes. And Javi's just absolute best. He makes sure my shoes are tied when I come in, so it's great. And yeah, all their students want to say congratulations to them as well. And on behalf of Liberty High School, thank you.
Thank you, Navia. And next we have up, I'm going to introduce them both, tag team, because they tag team, Brianna Beniak, the ASB president of Benicia High School, and Jinjin Gao, who I just saw on Saturday, right? We just saw each other, who's the ASB VP. So welcome, guys.
Good evening, President Zeta, Superintendent Dr. Wright, fellow trustees, and cabinet members. My name is Brianna Beniak, and this is...
My name is Jinjin. Last week was the Lunar New Year's, and this week, Monday, we marked the 100 days of school with activities during lunch, and we had a debate week with entertaining topics each day during lunch. We started the ASB elections for next year's officers yesterday, and the election packet is due by February 28th. The spring sport informational meeting for parents and students also happened last night as well. Today, we had our middle school students touring the BHS campus with support of high school volunteers, and I'm the one part of it. And middle school students were able to learn about high schools and prepare for their course elections.
All right, so next week we have a slight change to our school schedule. Our block days will be on Tuesday and Wednesday, and Thursday will be a normal day with our elective fair that day, and then Friday is a minimum day, so we get to get out at 12:50, which is nice. Also, we will be celebrating Black History Month with spirit days and music provided by the BHS Black Student Union. We will hold an open house and AP elective night on Thursday, February 9th, and there will also be a college and career field trip on Wednesday, February 22nd. And we have our Lantern Festival Winter Dance coming up, which will be 7 to 10 p.m. in the BHS gym on Saturday, February 25th. Thank you.
You guys are going to be busy. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. I want to thank all 3 of you for your commitment and everything that you do for your schools and for our district. as a whole, because I know you're always volunteering for different things. So thank you so, so much. And at this time, I'm going to allow you to leave. If you want to grab another brownie on the way out, to help yourself. And we'll see you next time. Have a good day, guys. All right, we're going to move on to our superintendent's report. Dr. Wright.
All right, good evening. Once again, we have outstanding community partners, really support our district. Just want to take some time to thank Valero for their generosity. They donated $1,500 to BMS's physical education department so that they could purchase 10 foam boxes to use for their CrossFit program. So we're very grateful. And also want to thank Delgado Property Management for their generous donation of $1,000 to the BHS Speech and Debate team to support their program. So thank you, and I just want to just acknowledge them publicly. I also want to thank our community, our parents, our students for their patience as we work with the city of Benicia regarding the traffic flow concerns that we've had on Military West due to an unfortunate accident earlier this week. Understanding that Mary Farmer and BHS, they're absorbing the greatest impact of the closure. You know, it's our understanding that there was an accident that caused the irreparable damage to the pedestrian bridge. I just want to note that the bridge belongs to the city of Benicia. It's their property, and the Public Works Department is devising a plan to replace that bridge. But it is going to take some time and some cooperation from the district and with the city, from the community as well. We shared some communications throughout the week, which provided alternative options to consider for drop-off and pickup. And some of those options include, I just want to reiterate some of them. The 9th Street Park option is still available, parking at 9th Street Park and walking to the lighted crosswalk at 10th and Military West. We will have a crossing guard on both sides of the street, so if students select this option and they need to cross Military West, we'll have some crossing guards in place to make sure that they cross the street safely. Second option that we share is the lower parking lot at BHS, and this was a new suggestion that we just shared out today. There's a lower parking lot over there by Denfield Court. Our students primarily use that, but we think with the staggered start times that we're able to, there's enough space for our Mary Farmer parents to utilize that space for drop-off and pickups, and we'll share that space with our high school students, predominantly seniors. But just understanding if you do select that option, there will be some BHS traffic that uses both entrances because it's two-sided. And then also the Mary Farmer driveway, drop-off and pickup is available at Mary Farmer driveway. But we just encourage you to exercise patience if you use this because wait times may be longer due to the increased traffic. So these are the 3 options that we've recommended to our community. We meet daily and we are considering additional options. One may include having a staff member there for earlier drop-off if necessary, if parents are commuting earlier. But those are things that we're still talking through. But just understand that we're taking this day by day, and we'll make the necessary adjustments to make sure that we have the least impact to our family. So we do appreciate your patience. As our students shared, February is Black History Month. I'm not going to reiterate what they said, but they're doing some outstanding activities throughout the month. And as a staff, we are looking forward to participating in some of them and sharing out our experiences as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wright. And I want to commend you and Dr. Beatson for continually updating the public about the unfortunate bridge accident and keeping everybody informed on what the next steps are. And also Benicia Police Department and the city for also keeping us informed. So we really do appreciate it. We now have board reports, and I'm going to go ahead and lead it off by thanking Dr. Beatson and Mrs. Rice and the Benicia Public Library and Jen Baker and staff and all the volunteers that worked on crafts and stamping things at this last Saturday's Benicia Reads event. That was Stories Around the World. Thank you. What a great event. It was held at the Benicia Public Library. I was fortunate enough to be able to come and read to some of our students or some of the kids there from our neighborhoods. And it was so fun. And I have to tell you, one of the best things I had, I got to sit by the fireplace. So that was nice all by itself. But Dr. Gill, she's got some moves. She has some moves. She was teaching Indian dance and she wore her beautiful regalia, or what do you, yeah, it was beautiful. And she even made me dance at the end. And it was great. I think the community had an amazing time. And so I want to thank you for all your hard work on doing that. And I really enjoyed being part of that. So thank you. Do any other board members have anything else to share? No? Okay, well then we're going to move on to our, yes, I'm getting there. Okay, members of the public may address the board at a regular meeting on any item within the board's jurisdiction. Speaker cards are available on the entrance table. Please note the item you wish to speak to and submit a card to the board secretary. The board president will call all the open session general comments during the public comment item. Comments for items on the agenda will be called during the specific item. Comments are limited to no more than 3 minutes per speaker, or the board may limit the total time to 20 minutes per item discussed. And those timers are always going to be on the monitors. By law, no action may be taken on any item raised during public comment periods, and matters may be referred to staff for placement on a future agenda of the governing board. Please be reminded to keep your comments respectful, as students may be watching the board meeting. Thank you. So at this time, Ms. Martinez, we have no comments, so we're going to move on to item number 11. Approval, okay, so background information, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, bye. Okay, background information on these items on the consent calendar are provided to the board prior to the meeting. A common motion takes place without discussion on a roll call vote unless discussion of items is requested by board members. So at this time, can I get a motion to accept the consent calendar as written?
I move that we accept the consent calendar as written.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call, please, Ms. Martinez. Yes.
Trustee Grubbs? Yes. Trustee Moss? Yes. And Trustee Maselli?
Yes.
Okay, then we're going to move on to item number 12. And Dr. Ovick, I'm so glad you've been so patient waiting here this evening. Did you want to tee him up? Would you like to do that?
So I would just like to introduce Dr. John Ovick, who is our Director of Student Services, and he's going to present on our attendance program.
Good evening, Dr. Wright, the Benicia Unified School District Board of Trustees. Thank you for having me this evening. I'm going to be presenting to you on attendance, awareness, and updates. As it was said, I'm Dr. John Ovick, Director of Student Services. I want to start by saying I find it ironic, if you look at the crowd behind us, talking about chronic absenteeism and awareness, the house cleared after the celebration. All right, so our outcomes this evening, what I'd like to be able to communicate with you. First off is our current state of attendance and chronic absenteeism. Secondly, our current practice to address the attendance issues. And finally, proposed next steps in a more aggressive attendance campaign. This information was shared on January 19th. It's part of the dashboard that Dr. Beatson had provided. So I wanted to just provide this as a reminder of that information, which led to me being here this evening talking about attendance awareness. Let's talk about attendance trends. Pre-COVID, 96% of students in the Benicia Unified School District attended school on a regular basis. 22-23, 93% of students in the Benicia Unified School District are attending on a regular basis. That's a 3% difference. Current data. On January 11th, that was the 100th day of school. I'll talk to you in a minute about the definition of chronic absenteeism, but it is 10% or more of the school days. So we ran a attendance query on January 30th. On that day, 4,529 students were were enrolled in our school district. Chronically absent, or students that had 10 or more absences, whether excused or unexcused, was 930 of those students. Chronically absent, that's 20.5% of our student population. This affects student learning, student social emotional health, and a potential loss in our ADA funding. So the past few years, we've provided sort of a mixed message, or I guess I should say a strong message, that if your child's sick, they should stay home. We don't want to have more kids get sick, etc. I worked with Terry Dean the other day, and I got our school district policy as far as making the right call, when to keep your child home when they're sick. And I wanted to share this with you this evening. Should I keep my child home or send them to school? School policy requires a child stays home if they have a fever of 100.4 or higher, been vomiting or has diarrhea or an upset stomach, has symptoms that would keep your child from participating in school, such as uncontrolled coughing, sneezing, that they can't even control with medication, very congested runny nose, headaches, body aches, or earaches with mild fevers, sore throat, and pink eye, medically diagnosed until treated for 24 hours. And of course, we can't forget students who test positive for COVID-19 should continue to follow current guidelines, and those are available on our district website. So the question is, why are students not attending on a regular basis? And I don't know that we have the exact answer for this, but we have some assumptions and potential reasons that may include COVID and or other sickness, families being more diligent about keeping children home when they aren't feeling well, sort of like I just talked about, that message that we provided in the past, more anxiety and other mental health related issues, travel. Think about it. I have friends who now work from home, and how easy is it to get away for a weekend and take your child on a Friday to get out of town, whatever it might be. And this was actually shared by a senior at Benicia High School at our last equity team meeting. She shared, students have the ability to access curriculum and assignments online easily. So you miss a day, you go back, and you're pretty much caught up to where you were as far as classwork. All right, so the concern, this has to do with accountability. I got this information from an article, a flyer that is there provided for you, Chronic Absenteeism Indicator from the California Department of Ed, August 2022. This is paraphrased from that article. Chronic absenteeism represents the percentage of students that were absent at least 10% or more of the instructional days they were enrolled. So the information I showed you a little bit ago, our current reality, that was on the 100th day of school. Those were kids that had 10 or more days out. And again, it's for excused, verified, and unexcused, unverified absences. They all go into the same pool. Attendance accountability requirements were waived or adjusted for the last 2 school years, and that was due to the impact of COVID-19 on our educational and communities. Beginning in the 21-22 school year, the requirement to hold districts and schools accountable for those outcomes came back. Due to the restrictions imposed by Assembly Bill 130, California is required to report only current year status data for the 2022 school year. If you remember in the past, the dashboard was color-coded. It reported both status and growth. This year, the only thing we're reporting is status, and that's because we haven't had that accountability for the last 2 years. I wanted to share with you our current practices and protocols. The truancy side of the house, the far right, has been in place for several years. It's been communicated with our school sites, et cetera. That's something that we're familiar with, that we're following. The chronic absenteeism, that's something that we're still working on, we're still developing, and we're working to educate our staffs, our office staffs, and also the community on this new requirement that we now have. So our interim attendance plan. If you see here on the right side of the screen, right side of your handouts, these are 3 attendance worksheets that can be provided by Attendance Works. I was lucky enough, fortunate enough a few weeks ago to go to a webinar hosted by Tony Thurman and also the California Department of Education and Attendance Works. And the topic was chronic absenteeism. So what are we going to do in the interim? Continue with the truancy prevention plan that I just shared with you. Promote the importance of attendance within our community. Have staff make attendance calls for chronic absenteeism students. Let parents know that we're here, that we are going to support them and that their child getting to school is important. Work with sites to identify best practices. One of the things that I quickly think about was, 3-4 years ago when we had incentives for positive attendance, when we had incentives for, perfect attendance, whether it's monthly, trimester, or a year. Those things we haven't been doing. And maybe we can do them on a smaller scale, but that's just one best practice that came to my mind as I was thinking of this on my own. Differentiated assistance, work at the district and site teams, and continue to promote site-based independent study. Site-based independent study can be provided for an absence of 3 to 10 days if the school knows it in advance. And if the child completes the work that's provided to them, those days count as them being at school. And there's a link there on the bottom where you can access these handouts. They're also available in languages other than English. And finally, an attendance plan for our future. We need to clearly define and communicate the tiers of intervention for attendance. Create and implement an attendance campaign. This would include school-wide culture of attendance and engagement, district and site attendance team, tiered supports. If you look on the right side, there's a tiered support here. Tier 1 is universal prevention. That's for all students and all families. Tier 2 would be early intervention for students missing 10 to 19%. And finally, Tier 3 would be the most intensive intervention, students missing 20% or more. We want to bring the community into this, get them engaged, community engagement, and finally, review and update board policy as necessary. Do you have any questions?
So what in these tiers, what are the, in tier 2, tier 3, what would actually be happening in those? Do we have that planned out if someone's in that tier?
Yeah, I've seen examples. I know that Fairfield Sassoon right now is currently doing an example that their director shared with me. It's more of a supportive, engaging process where, right now or in the past, I would say that the truancy protocol was more punitive. This would be more of bringing the family in, supporting them, finding what barriers are in their way. How can we open doors if there are doors closed to accessing the education? And it would be at the site level. There would be a district team and site teams. And it's just really, it could be the teacher on that third absence, reaching out saying, we miss Johnny at school today. We'd really like to see him here. Is there anything I can do to, help him get here tomorrow? Are there any barriers in your way of making that happen?
I wanted to ask Tim too. I know we talked about this like a year ago. Is the state still possibly looking at enrollment as opposed to ADAers in terms of funding, or is that something that's just kind of fallen off?
I think that has fallen off the radar. With the governor's January budget proposal, I saw nothing that mentioned funding based on enrollment.
We get our ADA if somebody's in remote learning. Do we get anything? Do we have? You don't have that?
We have what we call in-house long-term independent study. And we get ADA for that, but they have to show up to their synchronous learning time and so forth. And then, as Dr. Ovick said, if a student is out, so if they have COVID or they're out for 3 to 10 days, they can do a short-term independent study, and we'd get ADA for that.
But we do have long-term.
Yep, just for the high school. In the past, during COVID, we had it for TK all the way through. But once that was over and the requirement to offer it to everyone was over, we went back to high school because of developmentally, we don't know that having the current independent study program was really good for elementary.
I did, like you said, it in terms of the reasons. I know, I'm in a different district where I teach, and there's a lot of parents who are a lot, as you stated it, they're a lot more cautious in terms of sending their kids, especially if parents had caught COVID maybe, and they're more susceptible. They don't want their kid to go catch it and bring it home to them. It seems unjust to me to, not that it matters what I think, but it seems unjust to punish parents for being careful, in terms of that. And the whole thing, in terms of attendance, seems to fall with the parents' willingness to send their kids, not be afraid. Obviously, still, it really bothers me when people just take vacation in the middle of the school year, considering how many days the school year is. Why you can't work around that. But if people have those honest health issues, which are a lot greater now than they were 3 years ago, it seems like there should be options for people that would still allow you to get the ADA, because I did figure that the enrollment thing had died out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We've got some work to do there. We'll I appreciate you sharing this with us, and I look forward to some positive movement in the positive direction.
I look forward to sharing some positive movement.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ovick. All right, we're going to move on to our action item this evening, item 13. And Dr. Gill, you're on.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, Madam President, Governing Board, Dr. Wright, and Cabinet and community members. So during COVID, a governor came up with a one-time program, extended learning opportunity program, ELOP. At that time, it was more of a one-time funding. As the time came by, we now have learned since this past school year, that it's a continuing ongoing funding. So the purpose of that program is to provide opportunities for students to stay in school longer in the afternoon. Specifically, it started with students from anybody who was unduplicated pupils, which are students with low income, homeless, foster youth, and so on. Our hope is eventually we can offer it to all students. Right now is K6 and TK6. So originally we started by because we were under the impression there's a one-time funding, so we were having either subs or employees on timesheets or something. Since we have learned now it is a longer term ongoing funding, it does make sense now for us to actually build the program and hire employees into this program. That is why we're bringing this job description forward to you. We're calling it Paraprofessional 1. It's basically assisting the students during that time in the after school program. So instead of just doing timesheets or subs and so on, we feel like this is a program is going to be here to stay, and that's a good thing for us to have for our kids, for our students to provide. So that is the intent of this program, to be able to provide, and then so our request is for the governing board to approve this position so we can officially then hire employees to serve before school and after school in this capacity and provide extended learning opportunities to the students.
Thank you. Are there any questions? I don't see any. So can I get somebody to make a motion to approve the Paraprofessional 1 job description?
I move that we approve the Paraprofessional 1 job description.
Thank you.
And I'll second it.
Thank you. Roll call, please, Ms. Martinez.
President Zeta.
Yes.
Trustee Grubbs. Yes. Trustee Moss. Yes. And Trustee Maselli.
Yes.
All
Thank you.
right, so it's my pleasure at 7:48 to end our meeting, and the next meeting is going to be February 16th, 2023. We'll see you then. Thank you. Have a good couple of weeks.